everyone, my name is Gorka Puente and today I want to welcome you to this special event PM72 that is going to stream live for 72 hours, talks and insights from professionals like my friend Steve, PMP, Project and Portfolio Manager. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, and hello everyone. I'm happy to be here.
And I invited him because I wanted to see how can we approach having a single source of truth so Steve can handle his portfolio of different apps. But first of all, let's start with the most important thing of this talk. This whole event, this whole PM72, is intended to raise funds for the Malala Fund. Please go to their website. You have here also the link and you can make a donation there. The Malala Fund is an international non-profit organization that advocates for girls' education. So thank you. We are really grateful for you. So let's move on and let's start seeing and let's start explaining who is Appfire, right? Appfire is a company that was founded in 2005. So it's been already 17 years in the business. We are almost 600 colleagues across the whole world, more than 20 countries already. We develop software, and since the very beginning, our whole mission has been the same: to provide our clients with the best solutions thanks to our talent and our founders. We work providing apps for the Atlassian portfolio of apps for Confluence, for Jira, Bitbucket, Trello, and right now we got over 200 apps in our portfolio, and that means more than 225,000 active installations. So our customers have instances of Confluence, Jira and Bitbucket in more than 225,000 installations. And one of the things that I'm most proud of my company is that we pledge the 1% of the employee time of our products, of our profit and our equity to non-profit organizations. And now I'm going to introduce myself. I am Principal Product Manager for the BI and reporting category here in Appfire. I've been working and researching in wikis since 2008, and I have spent almost the last 10 years building apps for the Atlassian ecosystems. And in the personal side, I really like cats. I love doing grappling, wrestling, fancy beer and fancy wine, and I like also spending money on sneakers. And I don't usually do all together. And who is Steve?
So about me, I am currently working as a project portfolio manager, and I began my career as a project manager, acquiring experience and acquiring responsibility until I reached this role. And I am here because I am concerned about visibility, about project-related data, and also about wasting valuable time making sense of unconsolidated data. So we could say that I am here looking for a solution.
And that's why we are going to explain what is single source of truth and how that can help you out handling your portfolio, right? I brought here three main definitions for the same concept. So the concept of having a single source of truth is, in your case, for a specific project, is where all the information of that project is. So in other words, the data you can rely on that project, right? If we talk about architectures or practice, this is the practice of structuring the data in such a way that it is accessed and sometimes even edited in the very same place. And for that, of course, we need a platform, right? So if we look at that definition from the point of view of a platform, is that platform that stores all the information needed for you to make decisions about your company, right? And one thing that is really important is that single source of truth can be available for the rest of the stakeholders in your projects.
Okay, so wait a second. Are you telling me that any information system or architecture that brings together my product data could be accessed by me or by anyone in my team? But what's more important, that could be communicated without inconsistencies? I think that's very interesting.
Sure, that's one of the benefits, but there are many different benefits, and now we're gonna see why it is important, right? And the main point here is because we want our projects to be successful, right? And we were discussing before that this is how usually is a day in the life of a project manager, right? With Jira usually like the center of our galaxy, but you mentioned that that's not the reality, right?
Yeah, even if Jira is the center of our galaxy, we have many other tools that compose our galaxy because our teams tend to use different tools, and each of these tools projects their data. So we have to collect that data and to make sense of that.
So you got a lot of data to handle, right?
Yeah.
Every single product is gonna produce data information that you need for those decisions in your role, right?
Just one project.
In what would you say are the main three problems you can identify?
Yeah, so the main three problems would start by first the poor visibility into project data that may occur. This is because we PPMs need a clear understanding of the status and the situation of the projects in our pipeline, because if we can't see it, we can't manage it.
Right.
Then we have the problem of productivity gaps, as we have to hunt the information, and we lose valuable time on that hunt, looking for the pieces of information that we need. Then I would also mention the collaboration and communication issues, as not using the same tools, metrics, or baselines. My brain is loss of value when we communicate.
Yeah, and one point that is important when you mention information from all these different products generating information is that either someone asks you for this specific metric in one project, or because you have to move to another place, that has a cost. And that's the cost of switching context or being interrupted, or you yourself can interrupt yourself and go to another place, get that information and going back. And the main problem there is what is called the reimmersion time. Reimmersion time is the extra effort that it takes you to do a task after being interrupted, either because you had to go somewhere else to get information or because someone asked you for that information, right? So that switch of context is super expensive. In my case, it takes me, I don't know, maybe like half an hour, but the study says that it goes between 20 and even 2 hours, that extra reimmersion time, right? Okay, but those problems were already important in a single project, but when you are a program manager or a portfolio manager, it's not one project with different tools. There are several projects. How do you handle that?
Yeah, in our case, we use that tool over there. We use Big Picture to organize our projects. As we have many going on at the same time, it helps us to work with them.
To work at scale, right?
Yeah.
And there is an example I wanted to bring here to even highlight even more the importance of reducing this back and forth for information, right? And is the meetings, right? The coordination meetings. There is this study that they did in the Harvard Business Review, that it was, of course, in a very big company, but these coordination meetings for projects that starts with the project manager, with the different stakeholders, then with the leadership to the executive committee coordination meeting. So it goes and on. And in this case, it took them 300,000 hours a year, which is crazy.
It's crazy.
And having a single source of information, of course, is not a silver bullet. Is not going to reduce that to zero, but it's going to reduce that amount of insane hours to a bare minimum, right? Because you got in a single place, everyone can check it out, and you don't need to ask somewhere else for that information about the state of the project, for example, right? What they call this, the ripple effect. A small wave starts in a place and it goes through on the whole company, right? And spending more and more hours, right?
That's right.
And I wanted to highlight a few benefits that we already been discussing, but just with the example of handling the whole portfolio, there are many benefits. If you can have in a single place all the metrics of different projects, what you can get is you can get the best practices of each project and you can apply one to another, right? So it's a big improvement at the portfolio level. Then another example that I really like, because it happened to us many times, is when you have to collaborate with other companies. It happens when you work for government or other very big projects, that you had to work with other companies, and each company is a silo with their own information. You can have everything on a single place. The collaboration improves enormously, right? And other that for me is key is the alignment. First, alignment within the teams, right? If you got the goals of the project in a place that they can see and they can relate to, they are going to be aligned with the project, and it's going to get to a success project. And also, which is really, really important, is that not only the team is aligned, but the leadership team is aligned. And how can you get that? Well, that alignment, it has to go from the top, where the business strategy percolates the whole portfolio of projects, right? And having a single point is going to help you that.
Okay, so as we have been saying, for project management, could I have all my weekly reports available at one single place?
Yeah, sure. And automatically, you can automate that process.
So everyone would be responsible. I could see who's doing what.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that would bring transparency and open culture to the team. I think that's really important.
Yeah, reducing the meetings we've been discussing, reducing the silos that we always see there, talking about silos. Yeah, but how you reduce silos? Bringing information and, as you said, transparency is going to help you there, right?
Yeah. So I think all of this is impressive, but it sounds like extra work, right?
Yeah, of course, there is an extra work involved, but I can assure you that it is really worth it. But we can see how can we achieve a single source of truth, because in reality there are different solutions, right? And I'm gonna explain you three, right? The first one is using Jira dashboards. Then our preferred solution, because it's one of our apps in our portfolio. And the third solution is when Jira is one of the tools you use, but it's not your main tool for creating, for example, a data warehouse or similar, and you rely on more powerful business intelligence tools like Power BI or Tableau that are external to Jira. And for example, Jira dashboards, that's their main intention, to have all the information of a project in a single place. But we got many different issues. The first thing is that you want to collaborate with other companies. There is no way to connect to different Jira instances. You cannot share that information externally unless you start removing all the restrictions in every single point of data. You don't have, powerful custom charts. So there are a lot of things that are not there in plain Jira dashboards. What you can do? Well, you can rely on third-party apps. Here again, we got a problem. We got custom charts. Okay, you have to install one app. You want to integrate with a different product you are using. You have to install that app for that specific integration. You want to sync with other apps, the same. You want to create a dashboard, the same, different apps, right? So that's why our preferred solution is Dashboard Hub, right? Dashboard Hub is an app that allows you to create reporting dashboards. These dashboards have templates. You want to create a template for project tracking, you got that template. You want to have an agile dashboard, you can do that with 2 clicks. There are more than 70 different metrics right away with 2 clicks. You can create your own custom dashboards. It's really easy, super powerful. And if you are collaborating externally, with 2 clicks, you can share that information in a secure way, like you can do with Dropbox. Right click, share this, done, right? And that's why this is our favorite solution. And going back to the integrations, for example, you mentioned Bitpicture.
Yeah.
Bitpicture is one of those apps that we are integrating right now. And why Bitpicture? Because in the Atlassian ecosystem is the top app for project management and PMP. And it doesn't matter if you are doing waterfall, if you are doing agile, Scrum at scale, safe, hybrid projects. It doesn't matter. You can handle the whole portfolio with that. And talking again about project management, right? In Jira, we have an integration with Projectrak. And why Projectrak? Because you can create at project level. Remember that Jira, the custom fields and all the information and the main data model is the issue. Here with Projectrak, you can go a step higher and have that information that is needed in the project blueprint. All the information, the metadata of the project can be created at project level. I don't know, the budget or the stakeholders, project lead, all the custom fields you want to know is there. And we have an integration with them. So for us, that's key, right?
This sounds amazing. So could I see an example of this?
Sure. Let me show you one of a live dashboards. We created these live dashboards with the share feature. And here I could send you this link, right? And you could see right away the project status of any of the projects we are working, for example, together, or the projects you are working in your portfolio, right? For example, we can see all the projects by their status. We can see the budget of the projects, timelines. You can create your own custom charts if you want to, I don't know, classify by priority your issues. You can see your whole portfolio, the workload of your leaders, which is really important. Time sheets, you work with projects that need to budget by the hour, the workload by stakeholders. So you got many different options. And not only that, if you work, for example, with ITCN, DevOps, Agile, we could go on and on with different type of templates and metrics that Dashboard Hub provides directly, right? It's a full-fledged reporting dashboard option. Here we can see connections with Confluence. Here, this is one of my favorite examples because we've been talking about collaboration. Here we can have, this is a cloud instance, but we are seeing information from a different Jira instance, which could be a company we are collaborating, a stakeholder, external stakeholder. We are getting the information and we are displaying it here. And here, a team in Australia can be using a data center, a team in Kenya can use cloud, in Canada, other cloud, in Germany, data center. So we can mix together, we can have this hybrid reporting dashboards in a single place, right? In the third option, right? The one with third-party apps. Sometimes you need, for example, powerful business intelligence insights. And for that, there are tools really interesting like Microsoft Power BI or Tableau. And we do have these apps in our portfolio, right? A connector for Jira, the Power BI Connector Pro for Jira, can connect all the information and sends all this data, push all this data to Power BI, and there you can have your reporting dashboard or your single source of truth for your whole company, right? And the same for Tableau, same idea, send all the information there, and you got all the information your teams need to have in this single source of truth. Ivan? Because you are not Steve, right?
No, I'm not Steve. I was Ivan Garcia all of the time. I was role-playing to show you the perspective of PPM. So, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, this is Gorka. This is the real Gorka. And we wait you in the after party that is going to be held the 14th of June at 5 p.m. UTC, which means in Central Europe is 7 p.m. If you want to ask questions, if you want to see a demo, just drop by. Thank you.
Thank you.